Good evening, brothers and sisters. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ashtar Command Q&A. Welcome, everybody. This is a special night of, almost. I just took the light out. Wait a minute. Wait just a moment. Give me a second to... Good evening, everybody. Just adjusting the lighting here. Wait a minute. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Ashtar Command Q&A tonight. Good to see you all here. We're just getting started. I'm using my special space lighting here tonight for this program. This is a night dedicated to the Ashtar Command. Let me see if I can bring this a little bit differently here. Let me see which way I want to go here. Oh, there we go. Just doing a little adjustment to the lighting. There we go. All right. And we're all in outer space tonight. This is an outer space show tonight. Encounters Ashtar Command Q&A. And TikTok's been pretty weird. I don't know if TikTok's been weird all day, but I noticed that TikTok has been kind of weird. Hey, Darlene, good to see you. I just came back from the crystal show today. I got some phenomenal crystals this morning, and I'm going to show you some of those crystals. You're going to see some of these crystals, man. They are very cool. Psychic Medium, good to see you. Rob, welcome. And we're just getting started. You have not missed anything tonight. This show is dedicated tonight to everything Ashtar Command. So we'll see who shows up. It's only a little bit after, not even 11 o'clock yet. And we'll see who shows up tonight. Thank you for the gifts. Speaking of that, I need to set my goals. So we're going to set our goals tonight. We're going to do the coffee magic. Coffee magic will be my goal for TikTok at the moment. I will change it. Hey, user 937. I hope you're enjoying the outer space atmosphere in the program tonight. We're doing a kind of a cosmic kind of theme here on the Encounters Ashtar Command Q&A show. And we welcome everybody to join us. Voice of One, welcome. Blessings to every single person on the planet from the Ashtar Command. We send our blessings. I send my blessings to each and every one of you. Relax, take a seat in the studios. We have plenty of seating here on the ship tonight. Yes, indeed. Think of yourselves as being on a spaceship, on a galactic journey. Hey, Len. Hey, Rosie, welcome. Think of yourselves as being in a galactic place. The show was great. I'm going to actually share, even in this kind of darkness, some of the crystals. Here's one of them right here. Take a look at this. This is one of the crystals on Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Well, I never looked at it this way. Look at this. I just realized something I didn't notice before. Look at that. This is from the show today. The command guided me to different crystals. They always guide me when I go to do the show. Check it out. Look how beautiful it is. The energy is really hyped up. When I get the crystals home, I do a cleansing. I clear all the crystals, Take a look at that. It's an amethyst, yep. And I'm going to show you some crystals tonight while we get started here. It's still early yet. A lot of people aren't here yet. We'll probably have a couple hundred people in here by the time it gets going. Hey, good Les, thank you. This is one of our crystals, yes. Check this out. That is one of the crystals. Let's see what's the other one. And here, well, actually, let me see here. Check this out. No, that's not the one. There's another one here. I see where it is, right here. Well, I have plenty of crystals here, so check this out. Brothers and sisters, this is, I'm showing you some, on Ashtar Command Night, I'm showing you my crystals that we just bought from the show. I'm going to show you all the crystals before we get started. Command guided me to this one too. The command guides me to all the crystals during the show. They help me pick out what I'm supposed to be getting. This is actually an amethyst. This crystal here is an amethyst, brothers and sisters. Hey, Chesno, good to see you. Yeah, this is an amethyst crystal. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. And these crystals have a lot of energy. So I've amped up these crystals when I got them. They're totally amped up. Yes, the color. I know. But it actually brings out some beautiful energy from it. Let me show you some other crystals. I got some more crystals to show you. This one's going to blow your mind. Check this out. Let's see, how do I show this here? Check this out. A lot of high energy in this crystal. A lot of high energy. I amped them up when first I use warm water. I clean them with warm water before I do anything. And then the way I amp them up is I hold the crystals and then I amp them up with higher energy from the command. So I amplify the energies in the crystals. They have a lot of energy already, but I clear up the energies and re-amplify them. Yes. And yes, you can see the... Now, I didn't plan on this being, but I just realized you're right. It is a heart. This is a natural heart crystal. You're absolutely right on the money about the heart. It wasn't cut that way. It's the crystal. Here's the outer part. This is the way it wasn't even cut that way. And then this is the inner part. Jordan Bell, thank you, Mish Mish. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. We appreciate them. All right, I'm going to show you some more crystals in a minute. On Ashtar Command Night. This is an amethyst, but this is not a pink. This is a clear amethyst. I don't know what country this comes from. Check this out. This is amethyst, but it's not purple. Check the scent. There's a lot of stuff going on in this crystal. I'll be using these for healing. Check this out. These are really amped up ET crystals right here. You can see the energy coming through it. Check this out. I'm not even done yet. Another one. Everyone's different. Welcome to Ashtar Command Q&A. We'll be getting into it soon. Oh yeah, all these are perfect. I'm going to show you another one here. And these are the last two. Let me see here. Check this out. You see all the energy in the crystal. Probably. I can turn on the light for a minute so you can see. Just for a minute. Just for a minute, we'll turn on the light here. Hey, thank you, Karen. I'm going to show you this one here. I'm going to show it with the light on. Hey, Terry. If you look carefully, you might see something. I even see a face in this crystal. I can see a face inside it. Yeah. There's a face in the crystal. Very perceptive. That's how I know when I get the crystals. When I go to the show, the command actually tells me which crystals to get. Well, I see another bunch of things going on here. You can see a whole bunch of activity in the crystal right there. So it looks like it's a space, and then there's a surface, and all kinds of activities, maybe even like a city. Like a city's inside the crystal. I don't know. It wasn't something I know, sassafras. I was guided to the crystals, and they tell me what to do in terms of getting them. I'll show you the crystals. I'll show you these crystals with the light on, and then we're going to go back to the other lighting. Ashtar Command Q&A. And you can see, if I don't move it, you can see things in the crystal. Yeah, I'll put it back in the dark. I'm going to go to this one here. But anyway, that's the deal with that. And then, last but not least, we got two of these. Yes. Yep. Hey, SF Kimber. Okay. That's everything from the show. I don't go crazy. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. I'm hoping we'll have April on, unless she's gone off planet. Let me see if we can bring April in here. I'm going to see if she can join us. And we'll bring her up if she is available. If she hasn't gone off planet again. TikTok has been acting kind of weird today. I noticed there's a lot of glitches, not now, but earlier today. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. And we'll take your questions regarding Ashtar Command. This is a show dedicated to the Ashtar Command tonight. The crystal shopping, sometimes with me, was great. Myself, my wife, my daughter and her boyfriend enjoyed it, and there was tons and tons of crystals. But when I go there, the command guides me to certain specific crystals that they feel that I need to work with. And the crystals I got here are just exactly what what I needed. Oh, the internet is down. Okay. Yeah, she was on her. Okay, she was out on the downtown area today. Okay. Yeah, they had that big storm. Yeah, they got hit with that storm. We almost got it too. We got a little bit of it, but it hit northern New York State and Vermont. Got it pretty bad. Yeah. Well, glad to have everybody here, and hope you're enjoying the program. And since April's internet is down, we'll do the best. We'll definitely answer your questions. And if you wish to come up and talk about the Ashtar Command with me, I'm happy to facilitate that. I'll see if some of my friends like Johnny and Chesno are here. Wish to come up. I'd actually like to get Chesno, Johnny, and Kit Kat together with me on the show. Thank you, Greta, for Ashtar Command Night. So I don't know if Chesno's available, but if you can come up, or if you're in the car or where you are. Johnny, are you available to come up for a few minutes? And Kit Kat. And we'll have, three of us of the team. And also, we have Johnny, Kit Kat, Chesno, myself. And then we have April, who's got her power down from the storm. Susan Mary, good to see you. And let me see who's on here. I'm going to randomly do this thing and see if I can do it. Let's see, is Kit Kat on here? I have no idea who's here. I know Kit Kat's here. I think Johnny's here. And we'll see who I can bring up here. Okay, we'll just, when you're ready, you let me know. We're going to do a whole Ashtar. But we're doing, hey, I know Paul's been up before, but again, if anyone's coming up, we're dedicated to Ashtar Command Night, so we're going to keep the questions relative to anything Ashtar Command. On Sunday through Friday nights, we'll do our general encounter show. But if you're coming up tonight, everything is going to be really focused on educating people about the Ashtar Command, which is really important since most of our 70 years has not been about Ashtar Command, but it's been about the government working with negative ETs to abduct people. And That's something against universal law. We want to talk about the good things that are going to be happening in our future on Earth, and I certainly want to help people and answer your questions. So we will bring on our first guest, and again, any guest I bring on tonight, I know who he is, so I'm not worried about it. But you must be over 18, no kids on the show, no cursing, no paranormal discussion, no smoking, no vaping, all that stuff, no. So we're going to bring Paul up. He's been up before. And again, our focus tonight is really dedicated to the people I represent off planet, which is the Ashtar Command. And Paul will bring Paul up. And let's make sure we can line him up here. And Paul, how are you doing, brother? It's been a while.
Just get my camera. Hold on.
Okay. Hey, Paul, good to see you, brother. How have you been?
What's up? I'm a little sunburned. I coached soccer today. We had our first game.
Yeah, we've been watching, my wife and I, the Olympics, and the runners have been like fantastic. Now watching the runners, and I'm like, there's some the women were like crazy on the 440.
Yes, I love watching the Olympics, especially. I'm waiting
they were good.
for. Let's see. I watched the martial arts, and I've watched gymnastics so far.
Yeah. So the commander does enjoy the Olympics because it brings the world together, and at least young people hug each other, and that's really what it's all about,
Just good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship. So tell us what's happening in your world, and maybe any questions you might have for me regarding our special night tonight.
Let's see. Me and my dad, we still talk. I came in a few times. I know you've been very busy lately. I try to get back with you as much as I can. I know you got a lot of people ask questions. I'll sit back and I'll listen to a lot of them. Man, they're very interesting. I love your show.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very much. Like I said before, I've seen things that I couldn't ever explain when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't ever say much because I thought people would think I was crazy.
Well, now you're in the majority. Now you're in the majority, Paul, not in the minority. Because face it, my show averages about 250. 300 people.
It's weird. Before when I was coming up, which I guess we're probably around the same age. Maybe you might be a little bit older. I'm 48.
Well, I'm about 1,500 years old versus your age, but that's okay. I didn't want to tell anybody, but
yeah. When I was coming up, the government, it seemed like they wanted to hide stuff from us more.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're saying they exist and stuff. Because first time I seen one was, it was with the, I think it was the F-16 or F-14 was flying, and they have found there was some object outside the plane that they were close. I'm sure you've seen the video.
I've seen a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
That was, and I mean, I still never forget that one when I was a kid and seen that orange object that was in the sky. Thing just going across like real slow, and then just whoosh, just took off.
Well, you never forget that. Just like I never forgot when I saw that spaceship when I was a kid in the cul-de-sac in Long Island, and everyone was downstairs in the kitchen, and I couldn't get anybody to come up. They wouldn't come up, and I'm like going there, and I see space people looking at me through the window in light blue outfits, like men and women that were beautiful people, and they were telepathic, and they told me, I've told this story a bazillion times, but I can never forget it, that I am not from this planet. That's when my journey began. I went underground with who I was for a while until I got older, because I wasn't mature enough to understand everything. That's how it is when we're kids, right? So we have to try to evaluate everything.
I do want to say
this planet.
I do want to say what you said the other night. I commented, I don't know if you noticed, but when people in here talking about the Antarctic with some big giant ice wall, that is not true. It is just a no-fly zone.
Yeah, even April said to us when she was on the ship with the command, there is no ice walls. These people have to stop believing it. The command has been there, and there's no ice wall whatsoever. That's something somebody started on the internet. You know how things start on the internet. And then also, one person starts, that's a good topic. Let's create an ice wall topic and make everyone, there's no ice wall on the Antarctica.
Just like this world's flat. And
right, that's right.
Like, wow.
Like we're just going to look at, we're just sitting on a flat planet. When we get to the end of the flat planet, we're going to fall.
Yeah, that was like Christopher Columbus. He thought he'd sail off and he'd fall
Right,
off the earth, and he proved that it was wrong.
right.
He, you know what I
So
mean?
yeah, we know.
True. I
And you
mean,
know me. I always tell people, because our Ashtar Command and April's been over Antarctica in their spaceships recently, that there is no wall, people, and that's one thing that's a learning, because there are people that are really creative on TikTok. They create these videos with their really powerful music, making you say, and like there's some sort of an ice wall, and they went through it. There's no ice wall in Antarctica. There never has been.
all I can say that I know for facts, and I go on facts. I don't
Yeah.
believe in hearsay or anything like that.
Right.
I've
Right.
heard people say this. I can't say what is on the other side of the no-fly zone too much, but I can. Some people say there's a couple different more continents. I would actually say that I do believe that, but I have no proof of that.
Right. I
Now
can
I
say.
don't believe there's what some people are acting like that there's dinosaurs or whatever over there. I don't
know. I don't know, but I do believe that there are. I don't even. I don't. It's not a belief. I already know that there's advanced civilizations living in Antarctica and different parts of Antarctica, which our governments of the world don't want us to know about. That's the only thing that they don't. That's the only. That's the only thing that I do understand to be true. Is the reason why the public is not allowed to learn a lot about what's inside Antarctica is because, let's face it, there's advanced civilizations living there for thousands or millions of years. Our government knows about them. They don't want to talk about it. They've been there. We have scientists in Antarctica with bases set up, but the truth is that's sort of a cover. What's really going on in Antarctica?
It's like I told you before. That is the place where, and I know for a fact that there is a military base, but all of it is under the ground.
Oh, I believe that to be true.
It's been built under there, so nobody to know, and it's kind of like, the other base we got. I think it's in
You talking about Nevada?
Colorado, or wherever it is. Is where the mountain goes about 1,200 feet.
Command.
Yeah, go way deep under. Well, same thing there. It's about like 1,200 feet down, whatever.
Yeah, Colorado, Space
and
Command, Air Force.
they do have spaceships, like I was telling you about before down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's reverse technology. In Antarctica, even though we have military stuff going on there, Antarctica is a big place. And so we're sharing a continent with extraterrestrial intelligence. There are advanced cities in the depths of Antarctica. There's inner Earth entrances in that whole region that go into what we call the inner Earth, the Agartha network. Our governments know about the Agartha network. They know about the inner Earth situation. They'll never tell the public what they know.
Well, I mean, it's just like the Grand Canyon. There's stuff there too.
Oh yeah, there is stuff.
There's a reason why the Grand Canyon is there.
And there's a reason why they've closed off part of it too. They've closed off part. They found Egyptian artifacts.
Yes,
that
sir.
are off limits to the public. I know this for a fact.
I know for a fact also.
See, so there we are. We're on the same page.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's weird because supposedly, of course, I go by my dad's records and stuff he's told me. There is somewhere in the Grand Canyon, there's some kind of cave, and it goes under the ground, and there is a black pyramid. I don't know if you've heard about that one.
That I haven't heard about, but I don't put it out of the question at all concerning all the lies that have been perpetuated and the no-fly zone and the no-contact zone areas that are the public cannot go in certain areas of the Grand Canyon that are cut off to the people. It's completely cut off.
I wasn't surprised when I heard about the Black Pyramid because there has been ones underwater that were black.
Yeah, there's a lot we don't know. A lot the public doesn't know, let's say. You know what I mean?
I never believed the Egyptians even built the pyramids.
Yeah. No, they didn't build them.
There was reasons why I didn't believe that. I mean, can you imagine being out in a freaking desert, building, and there's no air conditioning, nothing. These people would die left and right in the middle of a desert.
Right.
building a pyramid unless they're doing it at night.
Well, you know what the cover story was, Paul, that all all these documents is about all the slave labor building the pyramids. That's not true. That's a lie. The fact is, the space people use technology to build the pyramids. Any pyramid that's a pyramid with exactly cut stone, you can have that technology unless it was out of the world technology from an advanced
You know,
civilization.
no, that's actually a good example what you just said, because I thought about that as soon as you said it. Think about that. Okay, each stone was a square stone cut perfectly on sides. They didn't have no machines cutting it. That looks almost like machine cut. How would you carve a stone to be perfect with tools they had back in those days? Well, hammer and chisel. There's no way possible.
You'd be tied in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just being realistic, because
No, it's
each
true.
one of these stones I've seen, it's a big square stone, and they're probably at least foot to 2 foot long, up and down, and it would have to be cut by some machine to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah. That's my whole point. And it's my point for many years that the pyramids were not built by slave labor. That they're cutting precision, not just of the pyramids in Egypt, pyramids in South America, Central America. If people look at the way these stones were cut, they're just too perfect to be cut by ancient tools, and that would take too many years to figure that out.
I believe a lot of things in this world, we get our technology from spacecrafts that we have, alien technology. Because I want you to think about this for a minute. It would not make any sense how in the world we got, let's just go back to, like, say, the mid 1800s. From there to now. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't we have had that technology back then? Couldn't we have had it if we could?
What do you think?
I mean, I believe that they found sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted. Alien technology, and they figured out and was able to cipher their readings and how to build this stuff to make it work.
Oh yeah, they did. They
to
found
give us
stuff
power.
that didn't know about it. Yeah,
solar power. It goes on and on. I mean, the only thing that I always thought, like 2000s, it would get. The only thing I wish is government would get off their butt and quit letting these people die when you have cures already for the diseases on this earth.
Right. Well, they do have cures for everything.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
They've had cures for decades.
Every time there's a big outbreak and whatever, they act like, "Oh, we just got the cure." No, you didn't. You had it the whole time.
Right. I'm going to put it this way. The Ashtar Command, for example, when contact happens, there are cures for everything. When contact happens, brothers and sisters, I can tell you on Ashtar Command night that there will be cures for everything that they say they haven't found a cure for. There are cures for things. I believe there are certain people in high levels of power that understand that if they allow this contact to happen, it's going to cause a lot of people to lose money, meaning the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, the people that depend on making money off of cancer on Earth, they're going to lose a lot of money, because now that you have the ability to heal people, our space people can help heal people and will teach us how to heal ourselves. There will be no money made on any kind of thing to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know that's what it is. It's
That's what
it's keeping these pharmaceuticals in company, in thing, keeping them in business, and then it's the government figures they can control the population this way.
Right. Well, they got a funny thing happening, because contact is coming soon, and when that happens, every government in the world will have no control over it. Their control is gone. Their power is gone. What are they going to do? They have no power. They can't stop it. I've said this before recently in the last few months. The government cannot stop what's going to be happening in a year and a half. They will not stop it. This show here, humbly speaking for myself, working with the command directly, will be a show where that's why we're getting a lot of information here, because We share it here. April shares it with me, and I share it with people, and she's not on. There's certain things we know, and I do know that certain things are in a place now, it's when every ship throughout the universe comes here, Paul, and everyone's watching this show. When those ships come, there's going to be thousands upon thousands of space people from all kinds of planetary systems coming to Earth to interact with us. And not one government, including any military or any Air Force, any Navy, any scientist, anyone, can stop what's going to be coming here. And if the government hears what I'm saying, I know they probably always are, that we're speaking the truth, and it's just going to happen. It's not being channeled. We're not, we don't have a pendulum saying, when are we going to have contact? Our information comes directly from the Space Command, right off planet. We don't need to channel anything. You know what I mean?
I wanted to comment on with one of your guests real quick. Yes, that is true. It's all greed. And yes, I feel so bad about the cancer part, because when these little kids get cancers and have to go to St. Jude's Hospital, my heart goes out to them. Right, I don't like to see anything bad happen to kids, and all I can say is shame on our government for doing that to kids.
And it's
it's
and
not
the
right.
thing is, it's not only not right. It's part of the process of a limited thing where the government has worked with negative ETs for over, at least in our 70-year history. I can't speak for the other decades or the centuries because I wasn't around then, but I'm certain these things were in place for many, many decades. Our planet's billions of years old. We've had all kinds of things happen from the pendulum, from good to negative, up, down, and now we're in a situation where our planet was at the low level of frequency. We're now 30 years later getting ready for contact. So as much as these things are terrible and the wars are still going on that should not be happening, and people are getting killed in countries where babies are dying, we are experiencing all these things together, and it's up to us to change that reality. It's not up for our space people to stop us from creating conflict. We have to learn, and we're the ones who have to learn it. We have to learn that we have to stop doing this. It's like an addiction. It's like a bad addiction. We have to stop being addicted to building bombs to kill people and weapons of war on this planet. Because
there's some things that we built that we should have never built. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And then also, because I grow vegetables, we have to stop putting pesticides into food. We were so driven by poisoning people. You go to the market, and Earth people will buy their vegetables, and they're sprayed with chemicals that cause cancer. And the thing is, we have to learn as a society on Earth, as citizens of this planet, to say no more wars, no more chemicals in our food, no more poisons in our air. We're the ones who are going to have to be the change. The commander's going to help us when they come to make contact, but they're not going to hold our hand and say, okay, we're going to do this for you. People here have to realize the command is here to connect with us, because we are connected. We are soul family or cosmic family with all the space people of light, and they're coming to help us, but they're not going to, and as teachers, they will give us the tools to make this a better place to live, but they're not going to fix everything for us. And there are people out there, I've seen them on Facebook over the years, I can't wait till they get here and they solve all our problems. It's not up to the space people to solve our problems. We, in a sense, created the problems on this planet billions of years ago. Now, in current human history, we have the opportunity to
I agree 100% with you, because man is his worst enemy. We do things that we shouldn't do, but we don't think about our kids way down the line. They're the ones that are going to suffer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the indigo children have been coming in now for the last 34 years. All the little babies that are coming in are part of the indigo children, who are the starseed of the future. They're the future's children that came from our planet as babies, and they're going to be part of the new Earth that they will be living in. Now, they're just coming up now. Any baby that's being born now as an indigo child, as a baby, will now be the new consciousness of our planet. We are, our people here, all of you here, if you have kids, you're the way showers for the new Earth. You're here living now, so you're part of the way showers of a new Earth. You're the ones who are going to be making it happen. You're going to teach your kids about space and about the universe. And that's the one thing parents should start doing. And when the kids get home from school with the textbooks in their public schools, teach your kids about the universe. Teach them about cosmic reality. I know it's going to contradict what they teach in school, but you got to give your kids now when they're young the ability to understand how beautiful the universe is and how there are space
Oh,
people.
I used to be so. When I was a kid, I always loved the universe, and I just always wondered. And
Mm-hmm.
I probably will never know how big the actual universe is because
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was described to it when I was a kid
Mm-hmm.
that the universe is like a piece of paper. We are one speck of salt on that piece of paper. That's how big the universe is.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, that's how I was described it when I was a kid.
Right.
And
Right.
because we don't know, I mean, we keep finding planets. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. I mean,
Right.
when I
And
was a
Leo,
kid, Pluto was considered a planet.
yeah, Leo is saying they have already disarmed missiles in full flight with UFOs. They have, and that was done during the Cold War too. The
What's
Ashtar
that?
Command came in. Someone's saying, one of the commenters, they have already disarmed missiles in full flight with the spaceships. That's been done in the 60s when we had the Cold War going on. Many of the nuclear silos were shut down by the Ashtar Command. They'd send smaller ships over, and
Do
the
you think
electricity
that? Do you think that's why they found that ship that was knocked down in the desert?
Are you talking about in Roswell?
It was it in New Mexico somewhere
Yeah,
back
Roswell,
in the
yeah. But
50s. They
yeah,
found it.
1947, but that was Roswell. That wasn't an Ashtar Command thing, but they used scalar technology to shoot the ship down, and then they said it was a weather balloon. That was in 1947, but that was unrelated to what I'm talking about. The Ashtar
Okay.
Command ships shut down nuclear silos back in the 50s and 60s when we shot off the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the nuclear weapons that were created by our scientists. They shut down the nuclear silos. They had to shut them down because they were testing nuclear weapons above ground for a time. And then in Nevada, they had been forced to go underground testing. And then recently, the Ashtar Man had to go into our oceans because we were using nuclear bombs, these underwater nuclear bombs that were destroying things and radiation to our oceans. Most people don't know about
Yeah.
this. We talked about it a number of shows back with April and myself
I've
on the
heard
show
about
here.
it. I've heard about that type of thing. They put nuclear in submarine torpedoes. Is what they did, and they
Well,
was
yeah, they have
testing it
nuclear.
underwater.
Yeah, they were doing testing, and that was also messing up the life forms
Yeah.
under the oceans. But the command actually went after that, and they stopped it. This was done recently in the last less than a month. This was stopped. The
Now, my
command
only
also went
thing
in.
you was talking about recently about the silos that were shut down. The thing is, some of those missiles are probably still there.
Yeah, but those missiles were actually electronically destroyed. In a sense, they cannot be operational.
Oh,
Matter
okay.
of fact, what the command did is back then. This is when I was a kid. I didn't know about this until I got older and read the stories and met people that were part of the contactee movement. They would go in there. My friend Athena told me all the stories when I worked with her, because she's with the Ashtar Command, that they shut down the nuclear silos. Russia, wherever they were, these silos were shut down, and and there were documentaries on TV made about it. They wouldn't say specifically Ashtar Command, but they do a docudrama about these spaceships coming over a nuclear silo. All of a sudden, all the electricity goes out, and they're freaking out. They can't turn the bombs on. They can't do anything because the power of the space people is able to shut down every nuclear facility on the planet.
And that was a
You
really
know?
good thing because I remember when I got in school, I remember reading about this. I want to say it was in the 50s, was 50s, 60s, was Cold War, and that's when all these salesmen were going around and they were selling people all these bomb shelters. So everybody in the
Yeah.
U.S. was getting all these bomb shelters. I've actually went in a few myself just to see what they look like, small ones up to humongous ones. And some of them, man, you could almost live in the dang thing, really good.
Oh yeah, some of them were meant. There are people that in a fear-based consciousness will think that you have to have that, but with contact coming, brothers and sisters, there's not going to be any nuclear war. There's not going to be anybody being. Once contact happens, everything is going to shift on the earth. There's going to be a lot of different things happening. And the beautiful part of it is, even though maybe you don't see it right now with everything going on, there is a new reality coming to earth that is going to be different than the reality and what we see around us. Like when you go outside, when you want, if you do turn the TV on once in a while, see the news, it's always the same stuff. They don't tell you about any of this, but right here on this show, because of our Ashtar Command Night, we're able to expose things that are going to be helping you understand about contact. And I think contact, to me, is the most important thing right now. It's the most important thing for every single person.
I always wondered, not trying to come off the subject or anything, but I've never actually, I don't even know if my dad ever got to see them, but, he always found the ships, and I got to see some of the ships myself that they found. Never seen the bodies.
Oh, yeah.
And I always picture that most aliens, kind of look like us.
Some of them do,
but
actually.
Just from another planets and stuff.
Right. So you're absolutely on the right course of the comment. 95% of the space people, they're not even aliens. They wouldn't even, they'd rather you call them people or space beings or space people. They look just like us. 5% of those might not look like us at all. So when they got these spaceships that they retrieved, they also retrieved the bodies on the ships. They'll never tell you that, because that would be like if they were able to show people the physical body of a retrieved spaceship with beings on it that had died or something from the crash, because we used some technology to shoot their spaceships down, which we did. Every time a spaceship had been shot down or had been found like crashed, Roswell is only one of many. Many more ships were shut down since 1947, and it was done with scalar technology by our government to make the ships not be able to operate properly. And then when they would crash, they would capture the beings inside the craft. They would be taken to a separate area, and the ships would be used to determine the technology so we can reverse engineer the technology. So, we've done that now. Now, are we still shooting down spaceships with scalar technology? I'm pretty sure we've tried to do it. A good point of that is in Long Island, and I've talked about it before, that has been done. All I'm saying is that based on your question, it was done in the 40s, and it's been done a number of times, but they cannot shut down. The Ashtar ships are cloaked. The Ashtar ships are well protected, and if anything, the Ashtar ships will shut down all Earth-based technology that is a weapon being used against the space people. They'll be shut down.
I'll tell you one I remember. I think I remember me telling you about this one. The one they found in Antarctic, I actually got to see. And that was one I was telling you about that wasn't round. It was kind of like oval shape.
Right.
And it was made of this kind of look like stainless steel metallic.
Right.
And my dad told me they had been working on it at that time when I seen it. They had been working on it a year and still have not got inside of it.
Right, they couldn't figure it out.
So I kept thinking, well, maybe that's the defense mechanism on the thing, where they have to open it from the inside.
Yeah. Well, some of those ships we can't perceive to figure out how to open them because we're not at that level of consciousness to make the ship open. Some ships, the doorways would open with, not so much a button pushing a button, but by mere consciousness of the space being that was in the ship. Now, if we don't have that consciousness to open that seamless craft that's sitting there, oval craft or whatever, we're never going to open it because we don't have the consciousness to operate that craft. Our consciousness is not even close. You see what I mean? It's all about consciousness. Some spaceships are operated by the space people, operated through consciousness, through thought. Other spaceships, they do have controls on them. Some ships do both, consciousness and thought. Hey, Paul, I want to thank you, man, for coming up here.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm sure you got other ones that want to come on here.
But you're bringing some
like
good,
I said, I'll definitely always be in touch and stuff.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say one thing. I know somebody brought up Area 51, and I want to say this. Area 51 is not the only place they store spaceships for our government.
Right. And that's
I
not the
want
only
people
place.
to understand that's not. I mean, those in Area 51, only thing y'all see is on the surface. Area 51, there is levels that go under that thing. Levels.
And before I let you go, one place I can tell you, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, if you want to know where they keep in captivity some ETs and their technology, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is very active that way underground, beneath the
What Air
surface.
Force base you talking?
Wright-Patterson. Wright-Patterson Air
Okay.
Force Base.
You know, sometimes I wonder if where I live, if that base has stuff like that on it, because it's one of the top 5 bases in the United States, which is one
Oh,
of
it
Robin's
does.
Air Force Base.
And it has underground facilities where they have levels where they're keeping the ETs and the technology.
Because I've seen stuff I could not explain before that I've seen. You couldn't really tell what it was, but it was hovering above the Air Force Base. It was way in the very back. And I had access at that time to get on top of the base. But I'll let you go, and I will stay in touch.
Keep in touch. You're always a wonderful friend and a guest, and and keep us abreast of what's happening, man, because you're in tune, you know.
Oh yeah, my dad said he'd be glad to let you know anything that he can too.
Oh, good.
I'll have to get him to come on here.
We appreciate your dad for being honest and open to you, and that's part of disclosure. And I appreciate you, Paul, very much, man. Many blessings to you.
Y'all take care, and I'll enjoy your show. Keep watching.
Okay, Paul. You're a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Paul, his dad's in a high level, and his dad knows a lot of stuff. So I want to thank Paul for coming on here. If you like the background, we're doing Ashtar Command Q&A tonight. I think April's. I think her internet's down up in Vermont, where she is up in the mountains. So we're gonna, we're here with you, and we're glad everyone's here. If you have any questions, I'm going to bring people up. If you have a question related to the Ashtar Command, instead of just asking me the question here, I'll be happy to bring you up to have your questions answered. And I can answer most questions related to Ashtar Command. Marinae, welcome to the show. And I want to stay kind of focused here on each guest. We're going to bring Smile Z560 up next. And again, everyone, I want to do this. I want to be able to, I'd love to bring people up, especially tonight when we're talking about the Ashtar Command. I want to educate people if they don't know a lot about the command, about the space people of light. It's really important that you know what's happening here. Smile Z is our next guest. Hedy, I will definitely do that soon. Hedy, I'll bring you up after this. Smile Z, good evening.
How you doing, buddy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going through crystals, wrapping them up, copper, you know what I mean? Just getting grounded. Just setting the third.
Oh, good.
looking at the sky. Hey, did you get them pictures I sent you?
I don't know if I saw anything. I was looking for pictures, but this internet thing, and even did you send them to my email or did you send them through my messenger on TikTok?
I sent them through TikTok. I'm not big on the phone and all this technology.
Okay.
I'm kind of.
I'll have to check. I mean, TikTok was acting kind of weird today, and even when I went on my TikTok to share my live, everything looked kind of weirded out, like something's going on with it. But I'll definitely have to take another look and see if I can find it. I got a lot of messages on my thing here. I'll find it.
I would love to, if I could bring it up and show everyone, or take a look at my page. It's still up, and comments are going left and right. You can actually see a blue avatar coming out of the light. Every time there's a lightning storm, to put it politely, it's like I'm controlling this lightning for some reason that I know of, and these energetic beings are showing themselves to me personally, and for me to go out of my way to get on surveillance. Like I said, I got 13 cameras pointed to the sky for very good reason. But whenever I try and do that, it literally, like Hollywood, white noise, it just stops. And I totally overstand why. So I don't need to show somebody something just to believe. Hey, check this out. Believe, because even if you show somebody something and it's undeniable, they're still in denial of their denial.
Right.
But
That's right.
these because you asked me when I showed there's a lightning storm without any lightning, and this energetic entity in human form. No, you'd have to be Helen Keller not to make sense of this. Was in my driveway. I got about 109-foot driveway, and it was vibrating at such a fascinating. I could see it, and it was walking slowly, like it had lead feet, and it stopped. And had turned. My buddy was here, stood up. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm like, yo, relax, dude, relax.
We gotta be careful with the languaging, because I'll be in trouble with TikTok.
Yeah, it's the profanity. My bad, but
yeah, we gotta stop that part.
Yeah. Well, it's wild. If anybody listening get a chance, check out my profile before they take it down, because once they start taking it down, I'm just deleting my whole thing. You know what I mean? If you want to exchange numbers, I'll be happy to give you my personal number. But if you can, send me a link or something to get like all this email and stuff. I got to get back. I don't know my password and all that. And it's just like, you know what? I don't even get involved with it, because it takes what I have a lot of high energy in me, and I don't need anything to you know what I mean, like, so anything that makes me go, oh damn, and I just avoid it, like, all right, see ya. So I appreciate you bringing me on.
I'll definitely check out when I'm off the air before the weekend's out. I'll find your message and I'll take a look at the stuff.
Yeah, I still have a couple more showing you that I there's actually these glowing beams walking through my yard. You can't make this up.
No, I'll definitely take a look at it for sure, man.
All right, thank you. You have a wonderful night.
You too, brother. You take care. Thanks for sharing that.
All right, brother.
I'm going to get to a few questions here. Let me see what we're doing here. I'm not trying to miss anybody here. I know there's a lot of comments. So Wendy, if you'll come up, Wendy, I'll answer your question. Let's see. So I want to kind of refocus on my Ashtar command thing here a little bit. I'm going to follow Wendy. Wendy, I'm going to bring you up here, and you can ask your questions directly. I want to let people know you have to be over 18, no foul language, no paranormal discussion, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking. We're just really focused tonight on the Ashtar command, and we'll answer your questions. Hetty, we'll get to Hetty's question too. I'm going to definitely try to get everybody up here. I'm just going to go nuts taking questions on the show versus on the comments. Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. I see you. I see everybody, and I'm multitasking here. So I'd like to have the questions asked related to our topic tonight. So go right into it, and I'll answer your question.
Well, my question was, do you know which aliens have the red light glowing ships?
Red light glowing ships. Well, there's no real aliens. That's the one thing on Ashtar Q&A I want to help out you people understanding. Aliens don't exist. In terms of the beings on a red ship, it's hard to say. I couldn't tell you who they are. Let me ask you a question. When you obviously seen a red ship, can you tell me what you felt when you saw it?
It wasn't very good. It felt kind of more like a dark feeling to me. I didn't actually see the ship. I only saw all the red glowing lights, and the sound of it just sounded like a big supersonic type of thing. And another thing was, I knew these younger boys, and they were out hunting in the woods close to this, and they saw the ship, and they saw all the red lights and the ship. I didn't actually see the ship, but I heard it and saw the red lights. Mm-hmm. And about that same time, my oldest son, was 5, and he's 35 today. And we went and got him his vaccinations, those baby vaccinations at age 5, and I thought maybe that messed him up. But now I got thinking about all this and that red ship and stuff, that maybe something happened to him as a child way back then, because he's messed up today. And he's just mentally messed up, and he talks to things, and I don't know who he's talking to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not sure, why that happened. But all I can tell you is I think, there might have been something to do with that red object, that there was something else going on there and you also said you didn't feel very good about it, right?
Mm-mm. Right.
Well, you always have to go with your feelings. I always teach people that you must always go with your inner feelings because your inner instincts are always mostly correct, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you're probably correct. And what happened to him as a kid, not to go too far off topic, but he probably had an encounter either with a government operation that has reverse engineered technology, or he was taken by some negative ET group, or both.
Well, I've often, over the years, kind of wondered if it wasn't some type of government type of secret op thing that's going on. Because, like I said,
Right.
I think he time travels or something because he talks to me about stuff like this. And
Hmm.
I don't know if it's, if he's lying or if telling me the truth, but I feel like he's telling me the truth.
Well,
So
you got to, if
I'm
he's
not
telling
going
you he's
any.
time traveling, if he says he's time
Well, I don't know
traveling,
if it's time traveling, but he goes through like these holes, he calls it. He says, I go through a hole, and I mean, and I said, like a portal? And he goes, I don't know, I call it a black hole. That's what he calls it. He goes through these black holes, and then he's somewhere else. And he said he's done it a billion times already. And I'm like,
well,
what?
okay, so here, let me kind of respond to that.
Okay.
He's probably going through portals that are
Okay.
opening up. He's not going through a hole. He's going
Right.
through a portal.
That's kind of what
So
I.
if he's going through a portal, um, who knows where he's going? But he remember he's going through these portals. I
He can
believe your
remember where
son's
he goes when he comes back. He tells me. He says he's died in there too, but he comes back. Like he's been to some of these all over the places, different countries, anywhere. And sometimes he said he's there for like 8 years and then he comes back here, but no time is going here. And I'm like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. And
But you know
all
what?
kinds of events he's been.
But look, put it this way:
Huh?
from the human brain, the brain says it doesn't make any sense. Your brain's going to say, "Oh,
Yeah.
your brain's going to say, no, that can't be possible. It doesn't make any sense." But
Right.
if you don't listen to your brain, that's the worst thing we can do is listen to our brain. If you go in and meditate about what he tells you instead of listening to your brain telling you it doesn't make any sense, see what kind of
Mm-hmm.
answer you get do you meditate?
Yeah, I do every morning.
Okay, so when you do your morning meditation, shut your brain off and really shut it off tight and ask yourself in your meditation, your higher self, what is my son going through? And listen to the answer from within, not your brain, from within. I
Yeah,
guarantee
that's
you the
what I'm
answer is
trying
going
to
to be,
figure out to help
it's
him
going
because this stuff bothers him all the time. He gets really
to,
bothered by this,
hmm
so,
yeah. Well, I'm sure he's
and
having experiences. I don't know specifically what's happening with him or why it's happening, but for you, his closest connection, meditation with a focus on inner reflection from your higher self will give you the answers to help him. Don't listen to your brain. Your brain's not going to help your son, but your inner self, the higher self, will help him if you listen to the answers. You know what I mean?
yeah, I've taken him to several doctors and psychologists and, all the, you know,
Hmm.
regular doctors or whatnot and special doctors and, they all just say, oh, he's kind of like autistic or they really won't give a specific
Well,
diagnosis.
let me jump in here.
That kind of leaves us like, well, then what's wrong?
No, okay, let me jump in here. The doctors know nothing. Here I said it on Ashtar Command Night. I'm talking from an Ashtar Command perspective as a space being myself. The Earth-based doctors that are, looking at your son, they don't know. They're creating things they don't even know what they're talking about. If he's going through portals, which if you ever told them that, they probably would never believe it. The thing is, he's having experiences that are not of this world, and you're the one. He's telling you he's coming back. He's having the experiences. You're the closest person he has to confide in. So
One
you
other
need to
thing
know.
is that there's other things like he does too, like even on his cell phone. I noticed just the other day he has me down as W instead of mom. I'm like, so I changed it and I put mom in there. And I said, and then I asked him about it, and he says, well, he doesn't want them to know who I am because he doesn't want them to hurt me.
So when he says he doesn't
I
want
said,
them
well,
to
they ain't
hurt
gonna
you,
hurt me. They can't hurt me.
okay. So listen to me. You said something very, very interesting. You said he doesn't want them to know who you are, so they won't hurt you. So
Yeah.
obviously he's in contact with some sort of beings that
I
he's
think
been
it's
in
a
touch
government
with.
secret thing. That's what I
Yeah,
think it is. I don't know for sure.
No, see, the thing is, it could be government, it could be ET, it could be a combination of the government and ET. The thing is, it's something that no physical doctor is going to be able to deal with. He's not
Yes, I
having a
know.
symptom that a medical doctor in a hospital, you're going in the wrong direction. You need to, there's not going to be somebody that
For
can
30
actually deal
years
with
now.
this. Yeah. Listen to me. I'm trying to
Yeah.
give you information, really important. I want you to take a deep breath because you're all hyped up. So please take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Relax and breathe out of your nostrils. I want you to take a deep breath right now. And since this is Ashtar command night, I'm going to send some healing energies over to you. So I want you to relax. Turn your brain off. I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out. I want you to just relax. Don't be hyped up. Relax. And as you're relaxing, I'm going to send some energy over to you. And this is a blessing from myself to you on our special Ashtar Command Q&A night. Everything we're doing tonight is Ashtar Command, folks. I'm going to work on your brain area. We're going to do some readjustments of energy. And as you keep your eyes closed and relaxed, you're going to start feeling a swirling energy going into your head area. Don't say anything yet. We're just aligning the cellular structure of your body. I'm aligning that right now. And also readjusting your consciousness a little bit here. It was a little bit whacked out. Okay. How do you feel?
Calm.
Good. That's the way you should feel. You were so hyper that I wasn't able to bring forth the message. Stay calm. It's okay. It's all going to be okay. But understand that there's not an earth-based doctor that will understand any of this. One day, one night when we're on, if you have the ability to bring your son on here, I will do a healing session with him.
I would appreciate that.
Okay? I will guarantee you I will work in my Ashtar Command mode as I am now. We will work on him, on his consciousness, and on his cellular structure, remotely from my location here. I'll be happy to do it.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay?
I've
So I
been
want
trying
you to
to
be
for 30 years.
Well, I want you to be calm now because you need to calm yourself. Don't let yourself get stressed out. The energy work I'm doing on your brain right now is to calm you down. Your energy's all over the place, so we want to keep you calm. Can you do that? Can you keep yourself calm?
I'll try.
Don't try,
I'm
just do it.
I'm
Don't
a
even
very
try
busy
doing it.
person.
Oh no, don't. Busy as you are, you need to take time for yourself. You need to take time for yourself to be by yourself and just stay calm and do your meditation. And now your new meditation here from the command level is to operate in Christ consciousness, to operate in a frequency of light that will heal your consciousness, because you've been so wrapped up with your son, you haven't had time to heal your own self. So my energy here with you tonight is to help you calm down. I want you to make an agreement with yourself that I am going to be calm and I am going to do the meditation to adjust and align myself in a place that I will be better to help my son. Okay?
Amen to that. Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, you're a blessing, Wendy, and you keep
Thank
in
you.
touch, all right?
Yep, I will.
Okay. I'm going to take Wendy down here. And this is Ashtar Command Q&A. Blessed Mom says, I'm an indigo. And this is what I'm doing tonight on Ashtar Command Q&A. I'm going to try to answer your questions. I'm also here to facilitate what I've been gifted by the command now is to do healings if I need to, but I will answer any questions you have regarding the Ashtar Command. I will bring you up on the show physically to ask me a question. Again, hey, Sarah says thank you. So again, if you have a question, please, this is the time to ask. If you don't know a whole lot about the Ashtar Command, this is the show to ask that question tonight. How many people understand Hetty. I want to bring Hetty up. Hetty had a question. Hetty, where is she? We're going to bring Hetty up. Little Leah. Let's see here. I'm just, hey, for all the relatives. You don't need to come up. Okay, Hetty. Little Leah. I have a few questions, but do I have to show my face? No. You can go without your face on the thing here. I'll bring you up as a guest. You don't have to show your face. You can come on without the camera. No face necessary. Oh, yeah. Hetty says, history of the AC? Yeah, I'm going to get into the history of the Ashtar Command. But again, if you come up and you feel shy and you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. As long as you come up. You got to be over 18. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. So you have to be over 18. No paranormal discussion. No kids on the show. No cursing. No smoking. No vaping. No drinking. None of that stuff on the Encounters Ashtar Command Q&A. The only thing I'm drinking here, folks, is apple cider. And the background is to give you a sense of peace and harmony. And as you look in the background, you can feel like you're in outer space. As I always say, space is the place for everyone. There's a lot of space out there, if we're willing to go there. Hetty, the crystal show was phenomenal. And we just got we got all the right crystals this morning or today. And the last day of the show is tomorrow. So if you're in New England, it's at the Biggie Exposition Center. It's the East Coast CmdrAleon show. There's hundreds of dealers selling crystals. I recommend it to anybody who lives in New England or Long Island or New York or whatever. That's right, Alco. No lack of space for sure. Absolutely correct. So I'm going to give a little background of the command. The command has actually been around for billions of years. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Blessed Mom. Well, I'm sure you'll eventually find another one that will go and take its place. So the Ashtar Command has been around for billions of years before Earth humanity. And the initial thing is that all the planets of light, all the space people from other planetary systems, at some point in their history went through what we went through. Many, many eons ago. Many eons ago. I'm glad, Blessed Mom, you have an addiction to the crystals. That's a good thing. But for billions of years since, and billions of years, the command has seen everything and anything that has been happening. So in this current time frame on Earth, we are going through a transitioning period. And with that transition is our connection to our space family, which is starting to appear. Individual people are having contact with their space family, be it whoever, Palladians, others from other planetary systems, right? And it's all happening in the now moment. It's all happening in this time that we're all living. It's a fantastic time for everyone to be alive, every one of you. You know, you're living in the most important time period on Earth. This time period, all right? There'll never be a time period like this again. Once this time period passes, it will be a part of galactic history. You know what I'm saying? Once this time period that passes, it will be part of galactic history. What does that mean? The Anunnaki are part of the Ashtar Command. Absolutely correct. And I am here to answer your questions. Hello, Ashtar Command. I need healing and leave, please. Tater, Mike Tater. I don't understand what that question is. Hello, Ashtar Command. I need healing and leave, please. Healing and love, do you mean, or healing and leave? I don't understand it. Healing. Can you rephrase your question? Maybe peace. Yeah, could be. Healing and peace. Ah, okay. Healing and peace. Hello, hello. Hello just joined us. Let's see here. Staying strong, welcome. And we are answering your questions. If you have any questions regarding the Ashtar Command tonight, this is the night to ask the questions. Welcome, Jay. I'm just looking at the comments. Madame 7359. Mishmish, thank you for coming back in, Mishmish. Annette, welcome to our show. Kilo. Diva Deb. Diva Deb. Okay, so Sarah Says. We're going to bring Sarah Says up. I like to bring people up. Sarah Says. You can ask me that question, Sarah Says, right live with the commander. So we'll see if Sarah Says can come up. And we'll answer her question. Oh, yeah, Lynn 948. We're going to continue with that, yes. So Sarah Says, welcome to our Ashtar Command Night.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, how are you doing? I can hear you
I'm
well.
doing
How are
great.
you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, it's good to have you on here. And can you, and so what was your question again? It's just once big contact happens, will we get a chance to go on the ships?
Yeah, because I personally haven't had any contact or any kind of abductions that I'm aware of or anything like that. But I know that they're there. I feel that they're there, and I'm hoping that once big contact happens, that I'm going to have a chance to go up on the ships as well.
Right. So to answer your question, and this goes out to the whole planet of Earth, that when contact does happen, every single person on this planet will have the ability to go on a large spaceship when contact happens. Now, there'll be some people that might not want to do it for whatever reasons, and some people might be shocked once big contact happens, but there'll be people like yourself that say, you know what, can I go on the ship? Can I see what the ship's like? And you'll definitely go on the ship. That's what big contact is about. Big contact is about a place where the humanity that's ready to go on the ship and see the universe a little bit can go on the ship to experience with the space people, what the space people live like, where they come from. I think that's going to be the reality once big contact happens.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And when I say these things, I say them with direct knowledge. I don't channel anything. I don't have any space being that I channel. I've seen too many people on Facebook over the years do that, and it goes south. And only I can tell you is the information we give you is pretty accurate. If there is any time change in the timeline of it, we'll let everybody on my show know about contact. If the contact is going to a shorter timeline or a longer timeline, we'll let you know about that too on the show.
Okay, great. That answers my question.
Yeah.
I look
Well, there you
forward
go. I
to it.
appreciate it.
Like everybody else.
I appreciate you coming up here. I'm going to do more of these things instead of reading questions. I'm going to bring the people up here and let them talk to me on the show. So, Sarah,
Okay,
thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right,
Good talking to you.
We'll let you off the ship very slowly here, and we're going to beam shower down. I'm going to bring Peter up. Peter can ask his question to me directly. I'm having fun here with taking the questions right on the screen. I'd rather talk to people. I have to have an interaction. You know, hey, Peter, welcome.
Hi, Commander. How are you? Yeah, I was just wondering, the ETs, do they have any form of sickness or ill health? Or are they
No,
all
they don't.
healthy? No, nothing.
They're complete. No sickness. Many moons ago, when their societies were at our level, they might have had these things, but they do not have any sickness. There's no anything. They have the ability to heal. They have the ability to do many things that we don't yet do, but they don't have any sickness or anything on their planets.
Very interesting. It's good to know.
Yeah.
So if I get taken onto one of the ships, they can cure my Parkinson's disease, I hope.
Yeah, when contact happens, they will be able to facilitate the healing of that and take care of that situation.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hey, Peter, thank you, man, for coming on with that question. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, we're going to bring Peter down off the ship here. I'm having a lot of fun with these questions. Let's see. O'Day up in Quebec. We're going to bring O'Day up. She's our next guest here on Ashtar Command Q&A.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you up in Quebec?
I'm good. I just want to tell you something. Something happened to me last month. I was sitting outside at night and I saw a UFO.
You saw a spaceship, correct?
Yeah.
And what was going on when that happened?
I was talking to someone, and right after speaking with that person, I saw it. That UFO was going up, down, left, right, and it had red and green light.
Okay. And when you were watching it, how did you feel, O'Day, about it? How did you feel?
I was
when you were
surprised.
looking at it? Yeah.
I was surprised.
You're surprised?
Yeah.
And how long did it last? Do you know?
Maybe 30 minutes.
Well, that's a long
Then
time.
after it left.
But how did you feel beyond being surprised? How did you feel about what you were looking at? Did you feel that you're being like a positive interaction was happening?
I thought it was I didn't feel nothing negative, but the fact that I saw it, I was surprised. I don't know, what do you think about it?
Well, if you didn't feel anything negative, I would say that they're trying to contact you.
Okay.
If you were watching for 30 minutes, I think they're trying to. I think you were meant to see that.
Yeah.
Now the question is, I don't know what kind of space beings they are, but if you're feeling nothing negative, I think that's good.
Okay.
I think you have to go in you have to do inner meditation and ask yourself and ask your higher self about it, and I think you'll get the answers within you.
Okay. But how do you feel about it? What do you feel? What do you sense?
I'm not feeling any negative stuff. I also listen very carefully to my guests like yourself. If you the first thing I asked, if you felt anything negative, you said you didn't really feel anything like that. I have to go by what you're telling me. If obviously it's been 30 minutes seeing a spaceship, there's a reason why that 30 minutes is happening. I think it's happening because it might be your star family that's trying to connect with you, and they'll start visually with showing their ship. And matter of fact, you want to test the waters in meditation, you can ask for the ship to come back one night in that same spot and do some meditation, inner meditation, and say, can you space beings, ask them, first of all, are they Christed beings of light? You have to ask them that question before they come back. If they say yes, can you come back and show your spaceship again? So you have to ask certain questions, and I think that'll help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming back up here in Quebec. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to bring
Bye.
let me see here. We'll do this here. Take care. And let's see. So we're trying to answer your Ashtar questions. And so if you have any Ashtar questions, we want to facilitate being able to do that for you. Again, make sure you're over 18, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking, no paranormal discussion. Sarah says thank you. And we try to keep real focused tonight. This is a special night we do every Saturday, Ashtar Command Q&A, and we'd love to answer your questions. Leslie Mom said, I had a dream about a triangle ship, white light in the middle. They gave me powers. Huh. Molly Lover, thank you. Lynn948, thank you. Mike Masters, welcome back. Good to see you. And if you're not used to the show on Saturday nights, this is a show dedicated on Saturdays always to the Ashtar Command. Always. It's about 12:22. We're at 48.1 thousand. One hit 100,000. Wendy says, is Ashtar ship cloaked and around Earth a lot? Yes, Wendy. Many of the ships are cloaked for good reason. Sometimes they'll uncloak their ships, but many of the ships are cloaked, and you'll see them. Maybe you'll see them, but they are cloaked. Oh yeah, Lynn 948 about the history of the Ashtar Command. So the Ashtar Command really started coming here in current human history after we had Hiroshima and Nagasaki with the hydrogen bomb. It alerted the command that we were doing something we shouldn't have been doing. Our scientists created this nuclear energy that we should never have created. So it was affecting planets and other systems. So the command came after that, and that was the beginning of contact in current human history with the Ashtar Command, known as giant rock the contactees in the 1950s and 60s, early 70s. They were in contact with Ashtar Command people from other worlds. That was the beginning of that contact. The Ashtar Command has essentially been to Earth in our history of billions of year history. They have come and gone many, many times before that. It says, one of these are the smaller little silver tic tacs looking objects, ships or drones. The smaller ones are, some of them are unmanned ships, some of them are not as small as they look on the radar. So yeah, some of them can be interdimensional spaceships. It's hard to say. Wendy says, I see those a lot. Oh, okay. Very good, Wendy. So you have a lot of sightings of that sort. Leo says they called them the Watchers. Give me one moment and I shall be right back here on Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A. And we are back here. Good to have you all with us here on Ashtar Command Q&A. Okay, so they slip dimensions, legalize. Let's see, where's the legalized person? We'll bring legalize up here. Legalize, where are they? Okay, so Legalize, we're going to bring you up here. Legalize has a question. I want to answer it on my show. And we are bringing people up here tonight for Ashtar Command Q&A. So again, you have to be over 18, no drinking, no smoking, no vaping, drugs or anything, no paranormal discussion. This is Ashtar Command Q&A tonight on encounters. And I just answered the question, ships can go throughout different dimensions, multi-dimensional levels. So yeah. The AC, Blessed Mom, oversees all the galactic levels. There's different galactic levels, but the Ashtar Command actually oversees all the galactic levels. So there's like these different federations and all these things that people say are out there, but there's one major energy, which is the command that oversees all the other various councils and so forth beyond Earth. To answer your question. Oh, you're welcome, Blessed Mom. That was a good question, for sure. I'm just reading comments here right now. Kim 820822, welcome. I'm just reading comments here, prevalent to what we're talking about. And also remember, when contact happens, there will be, like I said earlier, the history of the command. They've been around for eons of time, eons and eons and eons. If you know what the definition of eon means, they've been around for like a bazillion times to our solar system, our planet, and other galaxies within our solar system. So the command has had a long history of being very loving, Christed beings of light that are here to help our planet to go to the next level of consciousness. And that's where we're going now. We're starting to go to the next level of consciousness. I'm just reading comments. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the different things. I think one of the things we have to realize as we're going forward here, Leo said portals shorten their flights of millions of miles down to a few minutes. Yeah, so portals are a way, just like wormholes, for spaceships from other planets to go through the wormholes, come in and out. Portals, galactic portals specifically, are a way of them doing that too. Watkins Wade says, I want to be part of the Ashtar Command. So Watkins Wade, we're going to bring you up here. And we're going to try to bring Watkins Wade. Let's see here. As long as you're over 18, you can come on the show. On the multi-guest option, over 18, no smoking, no drinking, no vaping, no paranormal discussion, no kids on the show, all that jazz. So, again, we are taking your questions related to the Ashtar Command. If you want to come up, go to the multi-guest option, and we'll bring you up here, folks, to ask your questions. The commander will answer your questions as you join us. Hey, John, good to see you. Carol Suzuki, welcome to the show. And if you can see me, we're in a spacey environment tonight because we wanted to give you that spacey feeling for the Ashtar Command Q&A. So we're doing kind of a spacey background here. Oh, thank you, Sue. Shane, welcome to our show. Thanks, Sharon. Lolita, welcome, Lolita. 11 and okay. Hi, everyone. Blessings to you all. Blessings to you as well. Do galactics utilize crystals? Yes, they do. The Ashtar Command uses crystals for different things. I am looking at your questions here. Welcome, Adam, to our show. We'll be on here till 1 a.m. And, I do have a ring light. I've never used it. So tonight, I'm actually getting people a cosmic understanding. Like if I go close, you can see me. But I want you to feel like you're in outer space tonight. We're just shy of 50,000 more likes. I don't know how that's going to work between now and 1 a.m., but we need 50,000 more likes, meaning everybody has to tap the screen in order to get it up there. Oh, thank you, John. And the way we're doing this tonight is to allow people to have that feeling of being totally at peace in space, and just feel like you're floating in space, everybody, like you're on a spaceship, and we're all floating in space together. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Oh, it's all coming together that way. So is the doorway your make-believe portal as well? So the doorway that you see in the back is the actual meditation room where we have a lot of crystals. That's always there. You just never seen it. So I'm not trying to create a portal or anything, but this is just to give you an idea in the lighting of the cosmic lighting that we're doing. I'm reading all the comments. Jody K, welcome to the show. And does anybody have any questions related to the Ashtar Command that hasn't asked any? We have 191 great folks here. So if you have a question regarding Ashtar Command, please do ask. And we'll take you on the air. We'll bring you up on the show, and you can ask your question. I love doing the interviews with everybody, and that's the best way I feel to do it. So Carol Susie Q, we're going to bring you up. Our friend Carol Susie Q. Thank you for Coffee Magic. Let's see. Blessed Mom, thank you for the Coffee Magic. Let's see here. Thank you, Big Kev. Let's see. We're going to go backwards here. And we're going to bring Susie Q up here. I think we're bringing Susie Q up here. Carol Susie Q, you're our next guest on Ashtar Command Q&A. Please share and like. Oh, you can't tonight? Okay. Okay, Carol, we'll have you on another night for sure. You never know. Now, with almost 200 people here, how many people know about the Ashtar Command and know the history of it? How many people do not know the history of the Ashtar Command? I mean, the real history. And welcome all the people. John, let's see, Kelly. So I'm going to give people a better understanding of this. The Ashtar Command is made up of angelic beings, light beings of different sort, human type beings that look like us. And they are actually Christed beings, meaning they operate in Christ consciousness, which I've talked about before. They operate in a level of consciousness way beyond our earth reality. They've always operated that way, at least in their current level of history. Okay, and what they're here to do is they have spaceships, they have very advanced civilizations, cities, and they're mostly vegetarian. They're actually vegetarian, they don't eat meat. And they live in very beautiful planets that are worlds of peace, where they don't have to worry about wars and all the things that that people worry about on our Earth. They don't have that problem. And there are councils, like not on Earth. Earth, we have Congress and senators, prime ministers. They don't have any of that. They have a council that equally shares responsibility for what happens. Thank you, Summer. I'm just looking at your comments here. Summer says, love the Ashtar Command. Why do you think we, as humans, eat meat? Do you think they tried lowering our vibration? It could be. Or it just could be that we got used to eating meat. But we do have a population of people that don't eat meat on Earth. They don't age like we do. So you can talk to somebody who's 10,000 years old from the Ashtar Command and they look like they're 20. They don't age like we do. I believe that they reincarnate. Let me see here. I used to eat meat, but I quit 26 years ago. Okay. But the Ashtar people, they're vegetarians mostly. They don't eat any meat. They have no need to. I'll be right back here, and you're watching Encounters, our Ashtar Command Q&A. Please join and follow us. We appreciate you very much. We'll be right back. And we are back with you on the most popular spiritual UFO talk show. This is Ashtar Command Night. Welcome, everybody. And we're getting close to near 1 o'clock in the morning. We're at 84.5 thousand. I appreciate all your questions tonight. Tomorrow night will be our regular Encounter show at 11 o'clock. Do they have any animals? Yes. Greta. I'm not a vegan. I like vegetables, watermelons and stuff, but I'm not a vegan. We'll bring Greta up. Greta, you can ask your question to the commander right on the screen here on Ashtar Command Q&A. We can have a discussion about the animals. So if you want to come up, Greta, just press the multi-guest option. We'll bring you up on the screen here. But to answer your question, actually, yes, they do have animal pets on other planets. Okay, animals. Yeah, Kelly Musk says animals like Earth. Yeah, so there are animals on other planets similar to animals on Earth, and they have pets like we do. They love their animals. And some of the animals are telepathic. You know, like I talk to my cat, when she's here, I talk to my cat, and her name is Missy. So on the other planets, they have a relationship with their animal pets as well. And their pets might be slightly different than the pets that we know of on Earth. And if you think about it, pets on Earth, like I have a cat, maybe some people have cats or dogs or whatever. If you tune into the animal, you'll find out that there is a relationship. Yes, they do. So, Blessed Mom, we're going to bring you up to ask these questions. Let's see. We're going to bring Blessed Mom up here and welcome her to the show. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good to have you with us here on Ashtar Q&A. How are you?
I'm good, Commander. Thanks. Please excuse my voice. I've been sick for like 7 days now, so.
Oh, you sound fine. You know, even if you think your voice seems all right to me, so no problem.
All right. Yeah, so my question is, I mean, do they still have personal relations with each other? Do they have children, or are they past all that?
No, they have children. They're human as we are. They procreate constantly. They have in their planetary systems. They all have children. Like my Ashtar family, Luna and my father Robar, they have. I'm one of two sons. Myself, my brother on the ship, and two sisters. So yeah, they do have families.
So they
We have
have
families.
family units. That's great to
Yeah, they have
know.
family units. This is one thing. That's a great question. I don't think anybody's ever asked that question on Astro Q&A about that. Yes, indeed, folks. The space people that are human have families. They have relationships. Just like I had my biological Earth family, and I have my non-biological family off planet, which is the people I mentioned. So when I go on the ship of the command, when we have our initial 5 go on the ship, we'll be meeting our cosmic biological family, even though we have aunts and uncles and whatever on the planet Earth. This is our real family. The origin of the stars where we came from before human was the origin of our families that are not from Earth.
I was thinking that was probably the case. I mean, if we're seated, right? If a lot of us here are seated on Earth, so I mean, I would think that they definitely would still have family units and still love. I was just wondering because I'm kind of a romantic girl, so I want to be sure, like, out there, like,
No,
I'm still gonna get
you know what it
flowers,
is? You'll get flowers. We'll send that. The thing, and what's really interesting is when we talk about the Ashtar Command, I also want people to know that your cosmic body, your space body, is in stasis. So
Oh,
when you decide now, stasis is something my dear friend Athena, who was in LA, told me about years ago when we come together and do workshops. What that means is there's a spaceship, and even April, our friend April, has talked about it, where your space body is in stasis. It's very well protected. And
yeah,
then when you came to Earth, you came into a human form because you chose to do that. That's called the star seed.
right. Yeah,
Right.
I haven't met my star family yet. I'm definitely trying to get in contact, but I really feel I really resonate with the Lyrans, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. The Lyrans are good. The Lyrans have like a cat kind of look to them, and they're men and women, but they're very, very spiritual, and they're connected with
Right.
the Ashtar Command. The Lyrans are very, very good.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm a Leo, and I've always really had a really akin fascination with lions, and and Leos are very big-hearted as well and very spiritual. I've always been very spiritual my entire life.
That's a beautiful
So,
thing. You either have it or you don't have it, but if you have it, it comes naturally, right?
yes, but yeah, I really feel like that. So I've been trying, I go out on my porch every night and I just talk up to the stars, and I'm
Yeah,
hoping I'll get some kind of contact.
you will. I mean, you're talking to the universe. If you're meditating and focusing on it, I think you'll have contact soon. I
I
think
am.
you'll eventually you'll get there.
Yes. Well,
You
Commander,
know?
thank you so much for answering all my questions. I'm a very inquisitive person and I love knowledge. So I always have questions about everything, even the silliest of things. But thank you.
Nothing's
I
ever.
appreciate you so much. And I've
Well,
learned so much from your show.
oh, thank you. We love you too, and I couldn't do without you, so I appreciate you very much.
All right, Commander. Thanks so much again and have a good show.
All right, and may that person unknown to you bring you those flowers one day.
I'm hoping for my Lyran husband, right?
You'll find it. I'm sure you will. All right.
And thank you,
Bless your mom.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Everybody, have a great night. Love and light. Be blessed.
Love. Yes. Let me see here. All right, I'll tell you, it's a blessing to be here, and for those that I'll show the crystals again tomorrow night on the show that I showed from the crystal show. I really brought home some really beautiful energy on the crystals. Thank you for the gifts. Let me see we have somebody else wanting to come up here on Ashtar Command Q&A. Let me see who's there. Okay, hold on a minute, folks. And we have our special lighting tonight, which, as you can see, is to give you that feeling of outer space. I want people to feel good. And so it's really a focus for me tonight, and I love the focus where I can actually get people to learn a little bit about the history by answering. But if you ask me questions about the Ashtar Command, I will answer pretty much every one of those questions if you ask it. No question is a silly question. All questions are good, and that's that relationship we have. So yeah, and we're now at about 12:47. And Tim, good to have you with us. You, good to see you. So we're going to bring on another person or two. I'm going to keep going at it here for a while, I think. Let me see here what's happening. Okay. And I think James is with us tonight on Ashtar Command Q&A. And again, folks who are just coming in here, we're using special lighting. This lighting I got from my daughter when she got me this thing, and I love it. I use it on Saturday nights only for the Q&A sections of Ashtar Command. James, good morning or good evening.
Hello, CmdrAleon, CmdrAleon.
And it's definitely been a interesting night. I was showing when I got on earlier some of the crystals I have here from the show, and matter of fact, what do we see here?
You should go back over. We should go back over the last year, right, and get videos from all those crystals. Remember the first time we did a crystal gazing on the show, and we saw all those faces?
Well, look at this. This is a new crystal. This is from the gentleman that I got this crystal from today. I asked him what country is it from. I think it's somewhere in Africa. And look at this. Check this crystal. This crystal is all these crystals I worked with when I got home. Like crystals.
If you hold it at that angle right there, it looks like there's somebody looking out. No, go back, Commander. Turn it back the other way. Ooh, looks like there's somebody in the crystal. Ooh, that's cool. You see that? Dude, right there, just like that, Commander. It looks like there's a face inside looking out the crystal. That's awesome.
Now I didn't see any of this until I did the lighting, so you can see different things here. And everybody's realities are different. Perception of reality is different.
Yeah, everybody sees something different in those. It's called, so if you're seeing something different, write it in the chat so we could all try to decipher each other's visions.
Now, here's one of the things, and I really enjoyed the show today. Let's see, what did I do with it? I know they're still here because unless they went off planet. No, that's impossible. Okay. Is that it? Oh, here we are. All right, let me show you this one here. Here it is. Let me show you this one right here.
Put it in the chat because if I say I see two eyes, I don't want people thinking I'm crazy.
Now this is an amethyst crystal, but I was guided to this and one other one here. And again, I have special lighting on here, so you see, hey, Papa Smurf. You can see the beauty of the crystal here. See, I cleared all the energies. I always, when I get crystals at the shows, I put them in warm water, and then I do a amping up of the energies. And all these crystals I use in my Ashtar Command meditation room. So these are new additions. Thank you, Nora. And I want to show you this other crystal, which is also an amethyst. Give me a moment. It is right here. Whoa. Here it is. And look at this. Beautiful, beautiful.
Now that one, man, that one looks really cool, Commander.
If you look into the crystal, it feels like you're looking into space. Now you can have different perceptions of realities. I work with crystals a lot. And the command guided me to all these crystals today at the show. I stopped, went back, and depending how I show it to you, you'll see different things. Then when I go back this way,
how that forms, Commander. I mean, to me, it's just so awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for the lightning bolt, Molly. I appreciate that.
I wanna ask an Ashtar command question.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm gonna put this crystal down. These are all my new ones.
Command. What is the rationale behind not helping heal people or interfere with people's healing process when they when they come into contact with people?
Well, if they come in contact with people, and they haven't done that yet, if they come into contact in the sense of, when you say contact, we're looking at a situation where we're not there yet.
But let's say people, somebody, no. Let's say like a personal, like somebody has an interaction with an ET, or they go on a ship, or they have an abduction. Right. We don't see so many stories of healings, you know.
But also look at the fact that we have over billions and billions of people. There might be people in Russia, in a small village, that have had something happen. They don't have TikTok or Facebook. We don't know. There are people out there that I think, what's going on? Oh, that's interesting. There are people that I think have been healed in a very quiet situation. But I think the most important thing people need to remember is that they can't just interfere and start healing everybody. The whole idea is that we are going through a process in our human experience that we're having these things. You might have a bad back one day, you might have a headache for a week, only whatever it might be. But, and again, once we do have that contact, once it's officially made, there will be the ability to take people and put them in med beds and other situations where they will heal, to be able to heal situations that have affected human beings, be it cancer, be it just a simple thing of having headaches every day. or like whatever it might be. It could be that your leg is not feeling good, or have weak bones in your leg. All these different things, whatever it is. The reason why they can't do it right now because it's not the timing. It has to be in direct timing with contact. Once the official contact happens, great question. That's when all these things will start happening. So it's in the works. Let's put it this way.
So
it is there.
2020 by 2027.
Well, they're talking about a year and a half in terms of, but now again, understand there's been a lot of things happening with our government and the negative ETs trying to stop contact. They've actually sideswiped things a bit, and they've been. You've heard the stories, and we shared them here about how they've been using weapons against the space people in the oceans.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you want to have the contact, but now you have the negative ETs in the government bringing in negative ETs through portals during the eclipse, and those ETs were giving the government technology to create weapons or lasers to try
Here's
to kill.
Here's an Ashtar question. I've got an Ashtar question because I know the answer to it, but I'm asking it for the show.
Yeah. I see another question
the
too.
Humans are using these weapons, which species do you think they are affecting the most with their weapons?
Oh, they're affecting everything. They're affecting the mer people. They're in the oceans. They're affecting the space people that have cities in remote, deep areas or oceans all over the world. And they're also affecting the dolphins and other life forms that we haven't even known about. So, yeah, it's affect a vegetation, for example. It's being regenerated now after the negative ETs in our government tried to destroy a group of areas, including getting space people sick in the oceans, which they did with these weapons. So
they're using a lot of it.
They're using a lot of stuff, and it's really important people know this is happening. It has happened. The command is going after these situations.
Now, which ET species would you think? Which species do you think is having the most contact with our government as far as like us trying to interfere with their crafts?
Let me try to understand your question. So,
like how we had that incident. Like, remember the incident where we had the groupings of UFOs going from like New York to Australia to China to Paris.
Yeah. Well, that group of ships were certainly not. They, I think, were part of a grouping of galactics that were here for a completely different reason, which was I remember that story. I think that they were part of the process of saying we're here, but that's certainly a thing where they are coming to try to make contact with the people and showing that they're in New York, they're in Japan, they're in Russia. That's exactly important to know that was a sense saying we are here. And
I always wondered what species they're shooting at. Like which of because we know that
our government, what our government's shooting at, they're shooting at so our government for people. Well, the Ashtar Command, they haven't taken down Ashtar Command ships because those ships are very advanced and they're very aware of what our government's trying to do. They're very well protected. These other ships that have been taken down since 1947, as advanced as their technology is, a lot of those ships are lower vibrational craft. And also, our government has been working with a new species of ET, which they brought into the eclipse, that were, they wanted to bring in another group to try to stop what's going on, because the government is aware that we're looking towards contact here with the Ashtar Command, our space family, and frankly, our government wants to try to stop any possibility of human contact with the Ashtar Command. They're all out wanting to stop it, and they think they can. They're going to do some crazy stuff. I'm sure they continually will do crazy stuff. They're going to try to infiltrate. Whatever they need to do, they're going to try to do it. And all I'm going to tell people is this, that there's nothing they can do to stop contact. They might slow it down because of all the things they're doing in the oceans that I've mentioned before, but they can't stop contact. You can't stop something like this. It's divine planning. Everything happens in divine planning. And ever since I was old enough to know the difference of what divine planning means or divine timing, we're now in divine timing. This is the time, if you want to talk about things, this is divine timing. Chrissy had a question earlier. What's Chrissy? Where's Chrissy?
Yeah, I was going to say, can I read one of the questions from the chat?
Well, I have another one. Greta, why wouldn't they want the best for us? And they do. The space people do. Let's see. In terms of Chrissy, when are we expecting contact? Our government can't do anything about the rest of the countries. So I want to address that because I did see Chrissy's question. So technically, initially in 2022, the contacts I had said 2027. Now there's a uniform understanding that it's now going to be the beginnings of this will be late 2025 into 2026. 2027 is a forget about it. That was 2027, 2028 was the original timeline in 2022. And so it's being revamped. Now the timelines can move depending on how our government is trying to deal with the space people. Because the space people have to deal with our government and trying to protect situations. Hey, there's my cat. I didn't know she was there. We have to be very aware of these things happening right now because they are. I'm very clearly tuned in that our government's trying to do everything they can to prevent any direct contact with our space people. And like I said again,
do you think all this stuff going on with the recent and I know we don't really talk a lot of politics, but I think it's been really obvious. It's been really obvious that there's some type of spiritual manipulation going on.
Yeah, I'm not so much into that.
But like outside influence.
That could be.
And I think the dark ETs are part of it.
Yeah, that could be very possible. I think that that our governments of the world are controlled. In my opinion, I feel that they are influenced by the negative ETs for over 70 years. Not just the United States, but all the major big powers have that influence of that's been happening to. So, but in terms of the overall thing, psychology is if we can make people believe that there's not going to be contact or that there can never be contact, and that we have more power over the public, that's what they're going to do. But I wanted to just really reiterate that the governments of the world have no control over this. As much as you might hear it, if you see anything on the internet, like a website or a video footage or somebody being very elaborate about their creation of a video regarding this, I can tell you that the U.S. government and all the governments of the world, because it's every government, right? There might be some governments that really want the truth to tell the people about the contact, but they really don't want people to know anything. We're so close. If you ask like 10 people on here, do you feel something happening? And I always go by feelings. So sensitivity is really right now the key thing, not what people think. If we go by what people think, the brain doesn't know anything. But if we go by within our inner sense, if you go within and meditate and you ask yourself, are we going to have contact? And when you do that meditation and you really stay peaceful and focused, the answer from your higher self will be yes. If you ask your mind, are we going to have contact? It will actually question you. It'll push back on you. But your inner spirit can never push back on you because that is the essence to your cosmic connection to the stars.
Yeah, you just got to have faith. Faith and patience.
Yeah. Patience, yeah. Absolutely.
And peace. Listen, I was in the car today with my son and the song Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror came on, and I turned up that radio, and it really is an inspiring song because that's everybody wants to have that ascension to contact, right. And it's going to take the collective to look at the man in the mirror and make the change.
And if the collective actually is willing to accept the fact that we are going to have contact, and for me, because I'm in the media for so long, I have a responsibility in terms of what I say. So I've learned for many years, I tell people if a channel on TikTok or on Facebook tells you something, in all due respect to the channelers, understand the channelers are channeling themselves. They'll never admit it, but that's the case. There's nothing wrong with channeling yourself, but admit the fact that maybe that's what you're doing. Because a lot of people channel for years on Facebook, people would channel different beings of light and say, we're going to be doing this and we'll be coming to you. We care about you. And it was all in generalities. There was no specifics. With my show here, because of everything that's been transpiring since last year, you're getting real information from my show, from me, from April, from the group of 5 of us. We're really tuned in really a lot to help people on tonight's show on Saturday nights, and to help people learn about the Ashtar Command, because they do exist. They're real. They've existed before all of us, no matter what year you were born, before any of us currently were born. They have existed. They've been to other planets, helped other people. The angelic realm, for example. People don't realize the angelics work, they're part of the Ashtar Command. The Lyrians, the Palladians. I mean, you can go on and on and on with different civilizations beyond anything I understand in terms of where they're from, but they all work in a collective together in a beautiful synergy of light. And we, as people on Earth, have to get ourselves educated and go within and go within and go within to prepare ourselves for that day when we do have contact. That's really, right now, I think, the most crucial thing we as human beings can do as people.
And just hug one another.
Yeah. We need to do that too. I mean, that's the other thing. When contact happens, you're going to be able to hug that space being. And you might find that your cosmic biological family comes off one of those ships, and they're saying, they start talking to you, they're like 7 feet tall or whatever, and your mother comes up to you, and it's not your biological Earth mother, it's your mother from another planet. It's your father from another planet. It might be your sister and brother, your siblings from another planetary system. Everybody has family off planet. Everybody does. You just don't remember yet.
You have to look at it. Remember when we had that conversation? It's like when you have that contact, you have to look at it not just with like ETs, but like Bigfoots, any type of contact you have. You have to have like an open heart. And like I said, if you see an ET, you better invite that ET and come get some tea and have a cookie and treat them just like you would, your neighbor.
As long as you know who that ET is, like if it's a Christed being of light, and they're coming out of a ship with a spacesuit on, and they're coming with, and you feel their energies.
Yeah, I'm talking landing on a ship.
Oh, landing. Landing on a ship. Right. But that's when they land, you want to make sure that that's exactly what they are, spiritual beings of light that are part of your family on a galactic level. It could be that you're part of a whole galactic civilization from another world, or you could be having off the ship your mom and dad from another planet coming to visit you. Wouldn't that be interesting? I can't wait to personally, when I do go off planet with the 5 that were in our group here in this region, Tic Tac, Jesno, myself, Johnny, when we all go on the ship, I'm going to meet my biological cosmic father, my mother, and my 2 sisters and my brother. That'll be a first time for me. Well, so I'm going to learn a lot of things. I think we all eventually, what I'm saying is, eventually everybody has a family off planet. You don't know who they are yet. You don't know when it's going to happen. But I am certainly looking forward to that relationship. I have an Earth-based brother who's 8 years older than me. We don't really have a close relationship. He would never understand what I'm involved in or even the experiences I've had, but that's okay, But I do know when I meet my cosmic biological family, I will hug them. I will, show them my love for them for the first time when we meet. And I know there's a relationship. I know they can't wait to see me. I mean, if they were able to come right now into the room and see me, they would do it. There's a lot of stuff going on off planet, a lot of mission work being done, a lot of stuff that has to be done. They're going after the negative ET ships. There's a lot going on, and I respect that. And I know when the relationship comes, when we hug each other, I am totally mentally ready for it. I've been preparing myself for, ever since I've known this, I've been really very prepared for it. And I feel very confident and very strong in my spirit when I do have that contact with them. Yeah, pretty much. Well, James, I want to thank you, brother, for coming up here.
Yeah, I just like to come hang out, ask a few questions. Yeah, because people need to know that any question is a good question.
Yeah, always. I love questions, and tonight's been a special night. I want people to feel special, feel loved here. It's all about love is really the key thing. It's really for me, besides our regular shows, which we deal with a lot of other stuff related to all this stuff, tonight's always my favorite night because we get to have a communion of love, of understanding, bringing people together. And that's, and the Ashtar Command is watching the show on a monitoring ship, on a monitoring, not a ship, a monitoring station within the ship. They have a control center and they watch my show all the time. So I'm sure they appreciate everybody, one of you, and I know I do too.
Thank you so much, Commander. Everybody,
All right, James.
Good night, Earthlings.
Yes.
And remember to look at the man in the mirror and be the change.
Absolutely. And, just get in tune with your higher self. It's really important. Too many people on Earth work with the brain. Our brain's good for going to the market, going to a restaurant, getting something good to eat, maybe planning out a vacation somewhere. But don't think your brain's going to help you expand your consciousness. It's going to be your higher self. And we all have a higher self. Every single person here has a higher self. So connect with your higher self and connect with your cosmic self, and that will connect you to your cosmic family beyond Earth. James, thanks for coming on here, brother. Oops, okay. Scooby-Doo, where the 8-foot bodies unearthed on... I never saw that. Jekyll Island, I'd have to do Scooby-Doo some research on that. You're welcome. I'd have to do some research, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, we'll bring you up, Scooby-Doo. We'll take any questions you might have. We'll try to do our best. This is Ashtar Command Q&A. If anybody has questions about the Ashtar Command, please do. I want to thank people for the gifting. We appreciate that. Bifrost, thank you for the heart me. We appreciate that too. And let's see where we are here. We ended up getting 2 of those magic coffee thingies. I need to get rid of 8 more. I have 8 more coffee thingies. So if there are 8 people out there that can do that, please do it. And if you want to do my Cash App, it's Venmo on here. Just go to my main page and you can go to my Cash App and make a donation. Mike Masters, Tahar. That's a little hat, but it works. It's about 1:13 a.m. in the morning. I think we're going to call it a night. We'll be on tomorrow night with our regular show. It'll be the Encounters show. This show that is recorded. You can watch all my shows on Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. Write down the thing. It's Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. You can watch previous shows right on there. All right, so we're going to do some last-minute gifting before we go off here for the night. It is getting late on the East Coast, so let's just go at it. Please do your gifting now before we leave. And we thank you all for being here. Brenna, thank you for that good night. I like that. Very nice. Thank you. Well done. All right. Thank you, Blessed Mom. We appreciate you. Bonnie Paw, thank you for the dancing flower. I've never seen that before. Wow, that's nice. A dancing flower. And let's just go at it. We have 242 people. Not everybody has TikTok gifts that they can do, or not everybody can do that kind of donation. But for those that have been blessed, just to pick out a TikTok gift, anything you want on your list. Blessed, thank you for the heart me. Now, I haven't seen any galaxies tonight, and I have my own galaxy behind me, but I'd like to see at least one galaxy in the room. Let's see here. Kabashi, good to see you. Blessed Mom, thank you for the bracelet. All right, folks, I think we're going to call it a night here. So many blessings, love, and light to everybody. This has been Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A. Take care.